All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the ASEA Business Overview webinar. My name is Paul Taira, and for the next 45 minutes, I'm going to be your host on a tour of ASEA. Before I get started, though, let me give you a little bit of a background about myself. I started my professional career there, unattractively, in the United States Marine Corps. That is actually a picture of Saddam Hussein over my left shoulder there. And right after Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, I exited. But while I was in the Marine Corps, what I learned was that I could only get really to a certain level, and I wanted to become successful. I wanted to be able to earn lots of income. And so as a sergeant, I got honorably discharged there in around 1991, right after the conflict. And I traded my computer, or my rifle in for a computer keyboard, and I became a nerd. This is me here at the celebration of Y2K. For those of you old enough to remember this crazy fiasco, we're all celebrating because nothing happened. We were expecting all the computer systems to blow up, or potentially this was a very large healthcare system that I was the technology and training analyst for. And at the year 2000, January 1st, we were expecting all the computers to stop, and they didn't, so we were all celebrating there. And I learned here in corporate America that I too could hit my head on the ceiling. I learned that there were people and politics involved, and that sometimes the things that made the most sense got overridden by political situations, let's just put it that way. And I said, look, I want to be involved and be a part of something that makes sense, and that people are actually trying to become better every day and improve processes, not hold on to the way things have always been done. So I was employee number 3 next, and I accepted an employee and part equity owner of a startup.com company in 2001, and we built this company we were evaluated, I think at one point, a little north of $40 million. And it was quite a rush. We had 100 employees within about 6 months. And a lot of square footage of office space between Costa Mesa and Las Vegas, and built this thing, and it was quite an experience. But then I learned that there are people that don't have good ethics, and certain people that will do things just for money and with the disregard of integrity. And I took an exit package at one stage here, and I started my own business, a consulting practice, and I learned there. I mean, I was learned about how to run your own business, where you're the man. You're head of consultants. This is a Dell telephone system here, and we sold $1 million worth of this particular. It was called an internet phone system using internet technologies, which was very early on. I know today most phone systems nowadays are internet based, but back then, this is like, again, the year 2001, not very many people entrusted their phone communications to computer servers. But then this company just didn't make it. They didn't have the capitalization, and they made some bad business decisions. So I was doing that, and I was consulting for various companies, and then I found the network marketing industry in 2001. And it changed my life. I learned how to share a product that really made a difference in people's lives, and taught others how to share the product. I learned the business model, and was able to create organizations of tens of thousands of people. And I've done it multiple times. So it's been just a great journey, but I have seen a lot of those things that I mentioned earlier, the good, the bad, the ugly, with people that maybe don't have good management skills, or undercapitalization, or maybe not a unique product or service, or patents to protect their technology. So when I found ASEA back in October of 2009, I finally found a company that had everything, all the elements that I was looking for, and we're going to talk about those here this evening. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And let's talk about what ASEA is first. First off, ASEA provides your body with crucial communication molecules known as redox signaling molecules. You can Google redox signaling, and you're going to get like 1 million or so hits. It's one of the most explosive, fastest growing fields of science today, and we have the only product in this category and patents to protect this technology. Now, why this is so exciting is because these redox signaling molecules are produced inside of every single cell of your body every second of every day. And as you get older, you make less and less of these molecules. When you first come into this world as a baby, you're making these molecules at 100% efficiency. And that's why babies heal so fast, right? And small children, they get a little cut or a scrape, literally within days, that's scabbing over, and then maybe a week or two later, you can't even tell where that injury happened. But someone who's elderly, let's say 70 years old, they're only producing these molecules at 10% of the efficiency as when they first came into this world as a baby. And subsequently, when they get a cut or a scrape, they probably end up having a visible scar there for the rest of their remaining years. They're just not making these molecules as efficiently as we age. The patented technology of ASEA and Renu 28 provide the only additional sources of these redox signaling molecules in the world, and that's why the opportunity is so phenomenal. So what are they going to do for you besides helping your body to heal itself from injuries and things? Well, first thing it's going to do is going to slow down the aging process. So unless you want to age at a faster rate than you have to, okay, you need to be drinking ASEA and hopefully using Renu 28. ASEA is also going to help your body assist itself in healing itself from health challenges. Now, we do not claim that ASEA cures, treats, or prevents any specific illness or disease. I need to make that clarification. Okay? It's not ASEA that's curing, treating, or preventing anything. It's your body that's doing it. ASEA is just giving your body more of what it needs so that it can help it to heal itself. And isn't that the best way to heal? When you take like some of these prescriptions and medications, they're basically treating symptoms and ailments, and usually there's a high cost of what's referred to as side effects. Okay? ASEA has 0 levels of toxicity. There's $5 million in safety studies alone. You can drink a whole bottle, and the side effect that you're going to get is that you're going to maybe go to the bathroom more frequently. But it's basically because everything in a bottle of ASEA is already inside of every cell of your body. Your body knows what to do with any excess, and again, there's no detrimental uses or side effects from it. Now, ASEA is also going to allow athletes to go faster and further and recover quicker. What does that mean? It means that if you're an athlete and you are not taking ASEA and the other athletes are taking ASEA, you are at a competitive disadvantage. What's great now is that if you're one of the first to be taking ASEA, you will have an advantage over everyone else in your field of competition. And again, it's not just allowing you to go faster and be stronger in your competitive sport, but it allows your body to recover quicker so your muscles aren't as sore the following days later. Renu 28, our skincare product, reduces the appearance of aging. So unless you want to look older than you have to, then you need to be using Renu 28 as well. Okay? So again, you can see that these categories pretty much apply to every person on the planet. Now, validation. Dr. James Watson is a Nobel Prize winning laureate. He was the co-discoverer of the double helix for visualization of DNA. It's that twisting ladder diagram I'm sure most of us are familiar with. Now, last year in a hypothesis paper in the very prestigious Lancet Medical Journal, he suggested that these various conditions are linked to a failure to generate sufficient redox signaling molecules. Now, we again are not claiming ASEA cures, treats, or prevents any of these specific conditions, okay? But ASEA is a bottle full of redox signaling molecules. So when your body has enough of these, imagine what it's able to do to help itself. Dr. David Neiman is the director of the Appalachian State University Human Performance Laboratory. He's also the vice president of the American College of Sports Medicine. He's authored 9 books, 200 publications, and over 300 articles. One of the most respected people in this entire field of sports medicine, nutrition, and performance with regards to research. He heads out $1 billion research facility there and at Appalachian State. Now, his research he did double-blind, crossover-controlled placebo studies on humans, and he did animal testing as well, and it was consistent across the board. The significant shifts and changes, even at the metabolomic level, in the humans and animals. You can see that mouse there. It says, wow, I just ran 29% longer on my treadmill after they gave me ASEA. And you're not going to get an animal, no matter how much of a pep talk you give him, to go faster, right? They're either going to do it or they're not, and they did it when the animals that were actually using ASEA. For more details on the scientific studies and to view science videos and documentation, please contact the ASEA associate who referred you here to tonight's webinar. Okay, so how does it work? Well, I'm going to use an analogy of the cell phone. Again, I don't want to get into too much molecular science. I like to break it down into something a little easier to understand, because I think we all have cell phones, right, here on this webinar. Now, when you go to an area where there are a lot of cell phone towers, you'll get that coveted 5 bars of signal strength, right? And when you do, you're going to find you are a very happy camper. You hear the person clearly that you're talking to, they hear you, crystal clear communications. However, if you go to an area where there's not that many cell phone towers, what happens? You start to drop your signal. And you start to say things like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? We've all seen that funny commercial. More likely, it's more like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hey, what's going on? As if screaming into the phone is going to make the situation better, right? And it sounds funny, and it is funny, unless you're someone who may be a police officer, right? Maybe you can't hear what that other person's saying. Or what if you're a fireman? This could mean someone's life is at stake. And inside of your body, again, as you age, you're making less and less of these cell phone towers. And your cells have a harder and harder time communicating, having a harder time putting out fires, have a harder time addressing emergency situations. And things can start to go awry. So what if we could put cell phone towers back into an area? We would have crystal clear communications again, that coveted 5 bars of signal strength. And we'd once again be a very happy communicator. Well, this is exactly what ASEA is doing for the body, is it's putting back these crucial communications towers, these redox signaling molecules that are going to allow your cells to communicate back and forth so that they can protect against damage, detect when there's damage, repair if damage actually occurs to cells, and then replace those cells that are beyond repair. That's what ASEA allows you to do, and it works at this fundamental level that no other nutritional supplement can do in the entire world. So ASEA is for everybody. It's going to help heal your body, to heal itself from the inside out. And with our product Renu 28, it's going to help your skin cells to heal themselves from the outside in. We have a complete solution for every single cell of the body. The results. Well, let's first talk about ASEA's results. To date, there's been over $220 million of sales, a less than 2% product return rate, and that's even with a money-back guarantee. Now, what makes it even more impressive is when you first taste ASEA, you're going to see it doesn't taste very good initially. Okay, a lot of people say it tastes like swimming pool water, kind of jokingly, but it's true. But again, as you drink ASEA, what we find is after about 3 to 5 days, most people will say that it starts to taste more and more like plain water. But the reality is who would pay a significant amount of money for a product that doesn't taste good when they can get all their money back, and we get less than 2% of this returned? What does that mean? Quite frankly, it means the product works, right? A product that isn't like, we're not talking about something for $5 here, okay? It has a significant cost involved, and there's it doesn't taste like you're drinking a candied juice or soda pop, okay? Basically, the only reason why people continue to purchase it and use it over and over again and return less than 2% of it is, quite frankly, because it works. Now, there's over an 80% reorder rate as well of ASEA throughout the year. A significant percentage of people who drink ASEA or order ASEA throughout the year, rather, get it every single month on what's called an automatic delivery. Okay. Now, these are some great experiences, and once again, I do have to make the disclaimer that we are not claiming ASEA cures, treats, or prevents any specific illness or disease. It is simply empowering your own body to help heal itself. So again, we are not claiming any of these conditions are being addressed specifically by ASEA. It's your body that's healing itself. On the athlete side of things, like I mentioned, the incredible increases in performance in athletes. These are just a handful of athletes that have gotten phenomenal results using the product. And I will say that these athletes are not paid endorsers of the product. Some of them, yes, we've given them some nice uniforms or whatnot, but they're not paid for their statements. They're using the product and attribute their results to what ASEA has contributed. There's even a gentleman there on the lower right of your screen, James Lawrence. He's broken 2 Guinness Book of World Records after using ASEA, and attributes it to his body being able to recover and repair itself so quickly, why he can compete week in and week out. Renew 28, our topical skin gel, just released last May, and we have now sold over 400,000 tubes of this. It's the most advanced skincare product ever brought to market. Clinically proven results to look 20% younger in 28 days. Completely safe, non-toxic, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, and it has multiple applications. It's not just for reducing the appearance of aging. If you have any skin challenges, you can put this directly on them and allow your body to help heal itself, and it is absolutely affordable. We're not talking about a product that costs hundreds of dollars an ounce, neither $100 an ounce or even $50, okay? We are a product that is completely, significantly more affordable than that. If you look at this gentleman here, I think this picture speaks 1,000 words. Look at the left side of his face versus the right side. He used Renew 28 only on one half of his face for 28 days, and you can see the results are dramatic. The depth of the wrinkles in his face and the amount and the skin smoothness and texture you can see is a night and day versus the left and right in only 28 days. Renew 28 has also received the coveted 5-star guarantee from Dermatest, one of the top 10 dermatological research institutes in the world. They did a 28-day study, clinical study, and with their participants found that there was over 20% improvements in eye wrinkle depth, overall wrinkle depth, facial skin texture, skin smoothness, skin elasticity, and there's an increase of 11% in skin moisture. Even though Renew 28 doesn't contain any moisturizers, what it's doing is when your cells become more efficient, they're able to use water a lot more efficiently and increases moisture. Now again, like I mentioned, we're not talking about some of our competing products out there being $150, $200, $212. You're looking at Renew 28 less than $50 for a tube. And again, you can apply it to so many and use it for so many different applications. Here's some more before and after pictures. Look at this lady, the coloration of her face before and after. Again, all of these are 28 days or less. And we have lots of common neck wrinkle pictures as well, before and after. And you can actually look at the side of this lady's face as well. You can see where there's wrinkles on the side of her cheek that have dissipated. And here you go on someone's arm as well. So again, no matter what it is, all your skins consist of cells. All these cells use these molecules to communicate, and when they're communicating efficiently, they're repairing and replacing themselves at optimal efficiently with healthy new cells. Okay, last section of the presentation here, I'm going to talk about the powerful opportunity that this technology presents, because of course with every great breakthrough comes massive opportunity. Now, our 4-year business highlights is that ASEA was completely debt-free within the first year of business. We attribute this to our Fortune 100 leadership team, and 2014 revenues exceeded $70 million. It put us in the top 100 network marketing companies in the world, and we now have 3 corporate offices globally, open in 25 countries, and 125 worldwide employees in our less than 5-year history. We have also paid out approximately $100 million in associate commissions. So let's talk about creating financial independence through leverage. Now, if you were like me, I was taught when I was young to go to high school, get a diploma, go to college, get a degree, look for the biggest company to work for and work for them for 5 years, or I'm sorry, not 5 years, work for them for 40 years, right? And then be able to retire, ride off into the sunset, get a gold watch, and live happily ever after. Has anybody else heard that same story? Well, what happens in reality to people out there? At age 65, here's what we know. These statistics haven't changed since I've seen them for the last 20 years. We know that 1% of people in our country becomes wealthy at age 65, meaning they can do whatever they want, go wherever they want, buy whatever they want, have the nicest of nice things, right? 4% are financially independent, meaning that they don't have to rely on friends, family, or the government to pay their bills. They can have a very comfortable lifestyle. They can travel and live their golden years. Well, what happens to the rest of the 95 people out of 100 at age 65? It starts to get gloomy. 5 people out of 100 end up dead, no longer with us. Sorry, we can't help those folks. Okay, 30. Well, we can actually with our product, right? With the ASEA, but 36% of the people, 36 people out of 100 day 65, are still working, and 54% not only have to work but are dependent on friends, family, or the government just to pay for their monthly living expenses. And isn't it ironic that people who go out there and work a 9-to-5 job after 40 years, 95% of them end up either dead or dead broke? The question is how's this working for you? Because even at age 30, when I exited corporate America, because I couldn't see myself doing that for another 20 or 30 years. Okay, I don't know where you're at in your professional career, but the question is, how is it working for you? One of my favorite quotes, and this allowed me to change my life, is from Albert Einstein. He said that the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over again, but expect different results. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. You may get what next year? A 3% raise? Maybe 5%? Whoopee! Right? The cost of living goes up about that much. How are you supposed to get ahead? You need to understand the concept of creating leverage. Okay? Now before I explain how we do that, let me clarify what makes ASEA the most powerful business opportunity of our time and why it makes the most sense and why I selected it, and how it's paid high dividends for me and many others as well. I'm going to use our friend here, Bill Gates, right? The wealthiest man in the world. Now, he understands fundamentals. I mean, even when he was a young man, he understood that he could actually create something that was so fundamental that everyone would need. Now, he didn't create, it wasn't the actual computer itself, right, as we see here on screen. Nor did he make his fortune on software applications. Now, granted, he does own some of these software packages that you see on screen here, but this is not what made him the wealthiest man in the world. What made him the primary driving force behind what made him the wealthiest man in the world is he created something called the operating system for personal computers. And at one point, over 90% of the computers that were shipping were running Microsoft Windows. So unless you were using a Macintosh or an Apple computer, you were using some flavor of Microsoft Windows. Now, if you're wondering, well, how does this apply to ASEA? Well, there are a lot of nutritional supplements on the market. There are juices, vitamins, that taken from plants and berries and all these various different sources. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great products out there. Okay, but ASEA works at the operating system level, if you will. Okay, and without these molecules, you can drink and take all these nutritional supplements, and they're just not going to be effective. Your body makes these redox signaling molecules, and the only other source of being able to get these molecules outside of what your body makes is in a bottle of ASEA. Your body doesn't make orange juice. It doesn't make some exotic fruit berry that's in the middle of a rainforest, okay? But your body's making everything that's inside of a bottle of ASEA every second of every day, inside of every single cell. Now, our company is headquartered out of Salt Lake City, Utah. This is a picture of the building our corporate offices are in. Our founder, Vertus Norton, has Fortune 100 experience. He was the head of strategy for Kraft Foods, a $36 billion corporation. A small company, Vertus, does about $500 million a year, so he knows what it takes to not only get there, but to sustain there. And he could be doing anything. He's actually been pulled out of retirement twice. Why is he here with ASEA? Is because this is how he wants to leave his legacy on the planet. He understands the fundamental benefit and how important it is for people to have access to this technology, and this is how he wants to be remembered. Our entire executive team, by the way, this is only a fraction of them, have stellar credentials. Some of them have come from multi-billion-dollar corporations as well. Some of them have helped companies start from nothing and get to hundreds of millions and even $1 billion in sales. So we've got a great, experienced corporate management team. This is a picture of our production facility. Now, it's a 33,000 square foot facility. It's FDA registered. It's also NSF certified. We can produce up to $500 million a year of ASEA and $300 million a year of Renu 28. To give you an idea of how much product that is, that's 25,000 tubes per day of Renu 28 alone. And less than 15% of the companies in our industry, the industry of direct sales or network marketing, can claim to manufacture their own product. And we do it not just to protect our patents and technology and intellectual property, but we do it because we need a higher level of quality control. And in order to do that, we manufacture our own product. Now, our compensation plan provides everything from active immediate income to leveraged residual income. Leveraged and residual income. There are 6 different commission mechanisms that provide this. But I just want to talk about really the core of what creates residual income with us. And if you get this vision in your head and you believe you can do this, you can create extreme success with us. We've seen this happen over and over again with our business model. So let me ask everyone first this question. Out of everybody that you know, do you think you could find just 2 people who'd like to have the benefits of ASEA and or Renu 28? They want to look younger longer, they want to be faster and stronger, they basically just want to be as healthy as possible. You know at least just 2 people who fit that description and who could also use more income, whose bank accounts aren't full yet, right? Okay, and if I gave you 30 days, would that be a reasonable amount of time just to find 2 people? I think everyone would say a resounding yes. Out of everybody you know, you can find just 2 people. Now, I'm not asking you to go out and sell a single bottle or a single case of ASEA. You're not going to get a single customer in my example here. Okay, all we want you to do is find those 2 people and help them find their 2 people. And you're just going to use 1 case of ASEA minimally each month, just for yourself, your own product usage for yourself. Well, let's take a look at what happens. In your first month here, you find your 2 people, and in your second month, those 2 people find their 2 people, right? So 4 people come in your second month, and in your third month, 8 people come in. Because the 4 people that came in your second month each found 2, so that's 8. You have a total now of 14 people, and every month, if they're just using 1 case of ASEA for themselves, you'll get a thank you check from ASEA of $70 each and every month. Okay? Let me push down to month 9 here. Month 9, 512 people come into your group. You now have 1,022 total, generating you over $5,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. Now, you're like, whoa, Paul, wait, what did I miss? As a review here, how many people did you find in this example? You only found 2. Everyone here only found 2 people. And in this example, everyone took an entire 30 days just to find their 2 people. And in 9 months, you have over 1,000 people in your group. And every single month, you're generating $5,000 a month, and nobody has a single customer besides themselves. at 1% interest, you'd have to put $6 million in the bank to get $5 million a month. And I don't know about anybody on this call, but I didn't have an extra $6 million laying around when I started ASEA to generate that kind of residual income. You guys saw my background, holding a rifle for the United States Marine Corps, right? I'm truly grateful to just, to be around and be in the help I'm in. Now, if I push down here, 12 months, 4,096 people come into your group. 8,090 total would be generating you $40,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. Now, I got to tell you, I've never seen this happen. We don't live in a perfect world, right? While there are people I know who have personally found more than two, like 10, 20, 50, even over 100 people. It's not normal. Right? A lot of people will find zero. Zero. They just quit. They don't even get started. And this shouldn't be shocking to anybody out there, right? Go to your local health club. On January 2nd, you'll see the parking lots full, but literally on February, or by the end of February, the parking lot's empty again. People just don't stick with their New Year's resolutions. Subsequently, we have an obesity problem in our country. People just don't do what they need to do on a consistent basis. But here's the good news. Even if this example failed 90%, and 90% of this did not come to fruition, only 10% did. That's still $4,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. Think about this. At your job right now, in 1 year from now, is there any possible way that if you decided to just quit, leave it, stop doing what you're doing, that your employer would send you a check for $4,000 a month, and even if you've been a 90% failure over the course of the year? But if you were a 90% failure, you probably got fired within about 2 to 3 weeks, right? But really what this is about is doing consistent behavior over time, and whether it's $4,000 or $40,000 a month, it's very realistic to do with this business model. Okay? And we've seen it done over and over again. Okay, so these team commissions, this one part of our 6 commission mechanisms will max out at $10,000 a week, which equates to $40,000 a month. But have no fear if you can't get by on $40,000 a month. Okay, we also have the matching bonus. There's also fast start bonuses. You've got the retail commission, preferred customer commissions, and other bonuses. Okay, but the matching bonus, you start receiving at the bronze executive level and higher. And to give you an example of what the potential is, in 2013, the average diamond, qualifying at diamond rank for the year was $188,000. The average double diamond income was $330,000. And the triple diamond income, the average was $823,000 for those triple diamonds that were consistently qualifying at rank. Simple, affordable, and duplicable. So step by step. To become an ASEA associate, you can invest $40. You fill out an associate enrollment form. You're going to get a startup kit with a getting started guide, brochure, CD, DVD, etc. You're going to get your own marketing website. And this will allow you to send people there, and they can buy product, they can join as an associate, you get the credit and receive the commissions, etc. You also have a virtual office, so you can log in, you can see the activity, you can calculate what your income and commissions are going to be and track it with all these great software-based reporting tools. And so you're ready to go. Now, after you, or as you're investing your $40 to set up your enrollment, you want to add at least 1 case of ASEA or 4 tubes of Renu 28. You can get 2 cases. Let's say you have a significant other, you're going to want at least 2 cases. But what we recommend is either the 4 case or the 8 case option, right? Sorry about that. The 4 case or the 8 case option, and that's going to be and to give you the most discount, right? These are discounted. For example, the 4 case package of ASEA is like buying 3 cases and getting 1 case for free. So for less than $5, oops, wrong button. For less than $5 a day, you're going to get a turnkey business. It's going to provide you with everything from a company that's going to manufacture this incredible patented, protected technology-based product, shipping. They're going to ship and receive it to your customers and your associates. They're going to do all the billing and collecting. You don't have to get a merchant account or manage any of that kind of environment. Stellar customer service. Again, we provide it amongst 9 languages in 25 different countries. Legal department, information system technology, maintenance, and ongoing upgrading, and we know how expensive legal and IT can be. International reach, like I mentioned, 25 countries, a Fortune 500 executive team. And also, for that $5 a day, you're going to get a case of product each month. That's really what you're paying for, in essence, on auto ship. And that $5 can be returned back to you in the form of tax deductions. You can actually get even more than that $5 returned back to you, because as a home business owner, you'll be able to write off and have more tax deductions even than if you owned your own brick and mortar business. Like if you opened up a sandwich shop, you'd only have the ability to write off things within about a 50-mile radius, whereas with a home-based business, I just got back from Cancun, and we were, I've went to Costa Rica, Hawaii 4 times, with ASEA and everything, and I go to Europe 3 times last year. All this is tax deductible, because as I go around, I tell people and share them with ASEA, Renu 28, and the business. Okay, so first step is get enrolled, right? You're going to pay for your product if you're in Group 1. Some people just say, look, Paul, yeah, I want to take advantage of all these great tax advantages, but really, I've got other stuff going on, and I can't commit that much time. I just like to get the product for free. Okay, great. You're Group 1. Group 2 are business builders. So some people say, look, I'd love to get a new business going. I'd love to just maybe myself or my spouse be able to stay at home, spend more time with the kids, be able to go to their games, etc., that kind of a thing. Maybe you're just Group 2, wants some sort of income replacement. And then Group 3 are the wealth builders. They're like, Paul, I understand. I can see the potential, the fundamental level that this technology works at. I can see by being one of the first, I've got the greatest opportunity to really make a fortune here. Then you're Group 3. Whatever it is, get back with the person as soon as we're wrapped up here in a couple minutes who invited you here, and they'll help you get started at whatever level you want to get started at. Then you're going to get plugged in. You're going to plug in. We've got trainings. No matter, within your team, there's trainings, educations, there's webinars, live events, conference calls, etc. And then start sharing the product. Share the product with everyone you love and care about. Help them stay younger longer. Help them go faster for longer periods of time. All this great stuff, okay? Help them with the technology, and then those who want to change their life, make a difference, and have control over their lives financially, help them get started with the business and keep duplicating this. Now, the law of diffusion of innovation, to kind of explain where the power of opportunity is right now, the 2.5% get involved with something very, very early as it's being created. These are our founders, okay, who actually brought this technology, acquired it, and saw the potential. Now, the early adopters represent 13.5%. Then you have the early majority at 34%. Then the late majority, after people are already, it's in the news, people are looking at, oh, redox signaling, yeah, that's better than antioxidants, right? That will happen along the line here. And the late majority will start to pour in and start to realize, okay, I need to get this redox signaling product. Then, of course, the 16% are the laggards. These are the people that today would have one of those rotary dialing phones if they could still find one. Okay, so again, we don't want to be in that group. But where are we at here with ASEA? We are at right here. You have the ability to be an early adopter, and I don't know if any of you were able to invest in Microsoft when they first were getting started and bought shares of that. I don't know if any of you bought shares in some of these internet-based companies, Google, Facebook, anything like that. How many of you really had the opportunity to be part of bringing a new technology to the world, to therefore have the greatest potential for income generation in the world? That's what we have, and that's where we're at here with ASEA. So at this point, I want to thank you for your time and attention this evening. I want to encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to be on this webinar. and ask them how you can get started today. Let them know if you're in Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. Do you just want to be able to find out how you can get this product for free? Do you want to just maybe have an additional supplemental stream of income? You know, we all have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Or are you one of those who really want to hit this out of the park? Be one of the early adopters, because you can see the big picture of what happens over time by having this right positioning. Thanks everyone again. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your evening, rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Good night, everybody.